Hi, I'm again sharing my own experiences, and if this feels that it might help you, that's nice, but okay. I'm gonna speak about ego, separate self, and how it has formed, what has caused that. Before that, I want to tell that the separate self is kind of illusion. It made by thoughts and feelings, and that personhood we think we are the person is actually a construct of thoughts and beliefs, and that the true self, what we are the awareness, we are the space where everything arises, and we think that we are the person and separate self, but it's really important to notice that. But I'm going to go through the ego or the separate self for a while, or how I noticed. In my case, I have formed it. So there is been that feeling of unworthiness, being useless, being a failure, and if you have carried those kinds of beliefs inside of you, the world mirrors that back. And I actually did that. I felt that, okay, I'm not gonna resist anymore this feeling of failure. I just accept it. I knew that it's not the real truth about me, that I am the awareness and not that person, but still I accepted that feeling of failure, what I have always been resisting. And after that, it took a little while. I sat in silence, and then came that feeling that, is that really true? It kind of opened when I didn't resist that feeling of failure, that I noticed that actually when I have been a little and things just has been happening around me, I have adapted those things around me and made it those things that separate self to protect me. I formed beliefs about who I am, about the outside. But if you really watch that and see that what is happening around you when you were a little baby, if someone has said something to you or something, it really didn't come from you. In that phase, you have been that child of God, pristine being. And everything is kind of added onto you. So it's that outside what makes that separate self. All those beliefs, those collective programming, it's kind of like added onto you, because of course you have had to, or I had to accept that to be my truth, to identify with that. self-create that separate self. But if you really watch it, you can notice that it's not real. It's not what we truly are. We are all those child of gods, those pristine beings. And then the world around us gives us, or we take there, the meanings, what we make from ourselves and the world. So the point is that we never were unworthy. We have never been unworthy, undeserving, or unlovable. We have always been that love itself. It's like that, it's the being, it's the God's being, what we truly are. And then there comes things added onto it, and that becomes that separate self we think we are. But the God's being underneath that always shines through. It's just clouded to all those programs. There's the separate self, it tries to keep safe, tries to keep that programming, that feeling of failure, unworthiness, unlovableness, because it thinks it keeps it safe. But it also fears about that feeling of failure because it's not what we truly are. Things that are not close to what we truly are, those feels bad. Because inside of us we know the truth that we are lovable and worthy infinitely. So if you can notice that you've never been unworthy. You've never been unlovable. Never. It might help you. Really. So I'm not sure do I gonna share this, but I think this might help because it's so important to know that your true self, that you are the awareness, you are the space with everything arising, those stories, that separate self is a story, these personal things are stories, and they are arising in awareness, we are aware of those. But it just came to me that there is a moment before the separate self is born, or not born, formed, all those conditioning. There is the pristine child underneath that child of God. And that's what we truly are, all, every one of us. And then there's the worldly conditioning, what is added on that. And we make our personalities and ideas about us based on those things. So, okay. I think this is enough for this time. I hope this helps. I love you. Bye.